But the real thing that INEC always skips is the integrity failure. That's the critical thing. Look, people were not going to break their head. People were not going to go to court. Have you seen, look at the electoral cases, look at the cases in court. None of them is about voting started 30 minutes after schedule. Nobody really goes to court to challenge, logistic failures. What you go to court is, the votes was 40 for A, 80 for B. INEC and the officials changed it and put, that's what you're going to hear. The key thing INEC is not addresses integrity failure. For example, the Act says you have the power to disqualify. Why will you allow somebody who has fake certificate to process? You have all the time. You are doing consultation, meeting with the road transport union. Why not first do that? If you look at the US, anywhere in the world, you file your intention to contest election. The regulator use that intention to do a probe, tell the public. And when people say this person has no qualification or didn't do that, the regulator excludes you. Now, INEC will play dead brain, flood the whole place with people who are not qualified, fake results everywhere, fake certificate. Then after election, they start meeting with road transport workers. Look, the key missing thing in this election was failure of integrity that was either deliberate or based on ignorance. In 2019, in this Arise, we debated it and said, INEC is more of a regulator. You cannot do election where you now outsource every of these crises to the courts. You have simple things you can establish. Who is qualified to run? That's the beginning. Who has the papers to run? Who has made wrong entry? Who has not filed his papers within the time allowed? Those things are strict liability. You exclude them, election continues. So INEC bungles everything deliberately and then starts a showboating. Meet with road transport workers, meet with garage sellers, meet with newspaper printers. That's not the job. The real thing that is at stake in this election is integrity. And integrity is critical to economic development, to democracy. You cannot surrender the regulatory power of the state in order to allow few individuals access power and achieve their political ambition. The country, at a moment like this, we need clarity. And that's why the courts now have to step in to second-guess INEC, disregard INEC's error, and restate back the integrity of rules, and restate back the constitutional requirement for qualifications and for declarations and for every writing across all the tribunals. We have to save this country. That's what they call the theory of decay. So Jared Diamond of Columbia wrote about it. It's like a slippery slope. A country begins to go down because the elites overlook critical moral failures. That moral clarity is what we need at this point. To say, look, the republic is more important than anybody's political interest. And if we don't do that, we're going to see the rise of criminal networks. You see judges disappear on the streets. You see now they are trying to force judges to resign in order to create stalemate. We are getting to a dangerous direction, and we need the people to support the court to stand up and save the republic.